Good morning. As you know by now, we are discussing whether or not the U.S. should federally ban the sale and ownership of assault-style weapons in the United States. I have three main reasons I would like to state as to why the ban of assault rifles would not benefit the United States. 1. These types of weapons do not kill people on their own. 2. There are already hundreds of gun laws in place. And 3. Red flag laws, which I'll explain later. Now, the sad truth is, relating to my first point, which again is that these type of weapons do not kill people on their own, Brian O'Donovan writes an article that was published on March 27, 2019, entitled U.S. Gun Control, Not the Gun That Kills Its People. In this, he says, it's the same as blaming a pencil for misspelling a word. Now, I know this may oversimplify the issue, but it does have some truth to it. If you were to ask a person to spell a word, take school for example, and they spell it S-C-H-O-L, you would not blame the product or the pencil that they were using for the misspell of the word. The misspell of the word falls blame on the person who's using the pencil, and I believe it's the same for guns. Now, the sad truth is that we do have people in this world who choose to hurt people. And in an article posted on Explorer.com in 2017 with no author attached to the article, it says, guns don't kill people, people kill people. Talking about banning weapons, they say, but the chances are that not being able to get their hands on a gun wouldn't stop them from killing, it would just force them to find a different weapon. The fact is that most mass killers don't kill because they happen to stumble across a gun, they kill for some other reason. Most killings, and especially mass killings, are premeditated, in the sense that it is not a split-second decision where they have a gun in hand and they decide to kill a number of people. Banning these weapons would only make the killers find a new weapon of choice that we could be having the same debate about in the future. Moving on to my next point, does anyone know how many gun laws we have in the United States today?
No.
So, in an article by John Merlin entitled After Las Vegas Shooting, Facts, Not Emotion Are Needed in Gun Debate, this was posted on February 16, 2018 by Investors Business Daily. It says, also left out of discussion is the fact that there are, by one count, more than 270 federal laws on the books, as well as countless state laws covering gun sales and gun ownerships. Will one more gun law make any difference? That is hard to show. And I agree with this statement, as we already have so many gun laws and regulations in place. How effective, with the amount of assault rifles we have out there today, will this ban be? We already had the ban of 1994, and it did not get renewed in 2004. So it begs the question again, how effective would another piece of legislation be? From the same article, it goes on to say, gun control advocates claim that there's a direct relationship between state gun control laws and gun-related fatalities, but these numbers also include suicides, which account for 2/3 of all gun deaths. Restricting the sale of new guns isn't likely to have a significant impact on suicides, and when you look at the homicides, there's no clear correlation between those and state gun law. So as I said before, putting one more piece of legislation on these weapons will not reduce the amount of killings and fatalities that we see with these types of weapons today. Moving on to my final point, which is the red flag laws. Personally, I did not know about these laws until I was doing research on the topic today. And from an article entitled Mass Shootings in America 2009 to 2017, published by everytown.org on December 6, 2018, with no author given credit to the article, it explains what red flag laws are. And it says, they empower law enforcement or family members to petition for an order to temporarily restrict a person's access to guns if the court finds that they pose a significant risk of using them to harm themselves or others. Now, as I said before, I didn't know about these laws until I was doing research on it, and I doubt that many people in the public know about these laws. Now, as we know, many mass shootings that occur today and in recent history with these types of weapons usually come out with reports saying they knew that the person was a troubled individual, or after taken into custody, these shooters had some sort of mental health issues. As I said before, not very. So I believe that gun control activists focusing their money and efforts on banning these assault-style weapons is less effective than educating the public about the over 270 laws and regulations the United States has put in place. Train and help citizens understand that there are steps they can take to see warning signs of possible threatening people, and that no weapon of any kind can kill a person on their own. Maybe then we can see change, but adding another law to the mix will not solve the problem.